Hello, folks. Hope you're having a good Friday. My name is Joel Duggan. If you have not figured that out, it is the name on the channel. And this is the second Friday we've been doing the LEGO streams. And I've made a few small changes to the setup. This is going to be iterative. I'm in the process of hunting for a new camera. Currently, we're using my phone. I am also adjusting some of the things around here so it's a little bit easier for me to see chat rooms. And address things and try not to bump the table when I'm streaming. So there are going to be some growing pains, but because of the awesome support of you folks, I'm able to do this every Friday. So that's fantastic. And I'm also able to invest a bit in the quality of the LEGO Let's Chat, because the whole camera stuff is new to me. I stream video games and I don't have a webcam. So I'm usually just doing game capture or software capture. I'm not actually dealing with cameras and different connections and things like that. Earthward 28. Hi, first time, just finished listening to the Spawn Chunks. Very cool. First time here or first time listening to the Spawn Chunks or both? Thanks for checking out the podcast. I'm glad you like it. Obviously, Cosmic Dancer is hanging out in chat. We've got Obu kicking around, Dan Grice. I think someone was going to come back. I think Doctor was going to come back after their lunch break or something. Very cool to see everybody here. So we have some exciting stuff. We have a new set to start. I've been hinting at it. There's a tweet out there. So if you do bang tweet, or if you go to Joel Duggan on Twitter, you're going to find out exactly what it is. But this monstrosity is what we're starting today. This is the Optimus Prime Set 10302. I picked this up for myself for my birthday, or just after my birthday back in May. And I'm embarrassed to say that it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. I've had a very busy summer, and the LEGO Let's Chat were not quite ready to roll, and I thought I'd save it and build it with you folks. So this is going to be several streams because it's 1,500 pieces. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, 1,500 pieces. So it's going to be a bit of a long build. So let's get at it. It's a great box. See if I can get some of this in shot. It's almost too big to fit in the shot. And the camera is like 2.5 feet from my table. But we've got some great images on the box of what to expect. There's he comes with the Energon axe from the movie, which is fantastic, and the Matrix of Leadership. I grew up on Transformers, by the way, so like I'm geeking out. The build is actually 35 centimeters tall, so that's gonna be quite large when we're done. Got another image of Prime on the side, and then I think the top and bottom are just like Autobot logos and stuff. I liked this part down here at the very bottom. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this. It might not be in focus, but there's an Autobot symbol. They used to have those on the toys, on the toy packages. So I thought that was a nice touch. They definitely paid attention. And what's the best way to open this? It looks like LEGO wants me to go in from the back. I don't want to do that. Let's go in from the top. Yeah, there's some glue here. I do my best to not destroy these boxes because I ended up decorating my studio with them. How do you get into this thing? I do need more room for all the Lego. Thankfully, my studio is actually fairly sparsely decorated, so I do have room on shelves here. Yeah, this feels like it's gonna open up from the back. That's weird. I don't want to destroy this really nice panel. Oh, I see. Here we go. We're supposed to destroy the box. This is new from LEGO. I thought they were taping their boxes, but they appear to be wanting us to stick our thumbs through them, which I don't like. Part of the unboxing experience, I guess. I need a longer blade on my knife. Okay. Success. There we go. Okay. Easily reconstructed without damage. Excellent. How's the audio this time around? Do I need to turn myself up again? I've moved my mic closer to the other table, so I should have access to the mic from both stream setups. Stream 1 will just be opening the box. Yeah, that's probably fair. Silent Story, hello, welcome in. Audio's great, says O Doctor. Good to know. Volume is good today. Yeah, so the mic is a bit closer, and I've moved the chat room closer so that when I'm reading the chat room, I'm looking directly at the mic. I thought about trying to have a 2-mic setup, but then I realized I don't know how to get a mic that would only pick up the sounds from the table. Oh my gosh, how many bags are there? All right, that's everything. But I don't know how to get a mic that would pick up the sounds from the table, like the Lego pieces and like the clinking and the plastic wrestling, without getting an echo and also picking up my voice, because of course I'm sitting right here. Oh, Sweet Sandy, yes, I did place decals on the helmet. If you go to my Instagram, instagram.com/JoelDuggan, I believe there's a story posted with a final image of the helmet. 7, 6, 10, 9. Oh, there's the start. Oh, what's this? I've never had one of these come in there before. Ah, so this is going to explain the packaging. We're making our packaging more sustainable. We're transitioning from single-use plastic to paper-based packaging. As we progress, you may find a mix of paper and plastic in our boxes. Oh, well, that's cool. Oh, neat. So they're going to be, you can see here, there's like a paper bag full of Lego pieces. Huh. I mean, I'm all for less plastic. That's cool. I wonder if that's why they've switched to like the boxes that you have to stick your thumbs through to destroy. I much preferred the little plastic pieces of tape. I know it's still plastic, but the little pieces of tape I thought were a good thing. All right, this one. That is a novel of instructions. By the way, folks, Optimus Prime transforms. The Lego set actually changes from a robot into a truck. So we are building a transforming toy. Can you hear me over the bags? It sounds really loud to me. I don't think I can fit all these on camera. They're all roughly the same size. A couple of small ones. Oh, that's also bag 5. 8. No number on the tires. 9 and I guess 10 will have to sit there. That's a lot of Lego. Holy nuggets. Wait till you see the Back to the Future one. That's right. Is that 2,000 pieces? The box is up above my desk, but it's up there. 1,800? This is 1,508, I think. One of the things I might do before I get to the Lego DeLorean, I might buy the LED light kit. This is all the Lego there ever was and ever will be. Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, while we've got this super interesting shot of bags of Lego on screen, let's get into the instrucciones. Instructions with a fantastic Autobot logo on it. That's great. And then very few stickers. That's awesome because they're not my favorite part of Lego builds. Those are still in shot. All right, let's put those out here. So one thing I'm missing from my Lego setup currently is a monitor. I can't turn my streaming monitor very far without it going like weird sideways. I need to buy another second monitor. I've been researching and I can't decide if I want to go with a 2K monitor, just like buy exactly the same of what I have for gaming, or if I should just go with a 1080p. I want it to be 27 inches just because it's the same size as the one that I'm currently having, like my main monitor. I recommend checking out gameofbricks.eu for light kits if you don't already have a source. I'd probably be ordering from either Amazon or a North American company, the Switch, but thank you. I can't remember the name of the light kits place that I was looking at. I have it linked on my other computer. Remind me on my first break and I'll look it up and I'll try to link it in the chat. Because there's one for Optimus Prime as well. Isn't a second monitor just a third monitor? No, Flying Sheep. My LG second monitor is garbage. Like it doesn't even have a Visa mount. It's so old. Like I've got like a claw thing holding it. It's going to the recycle bin or donating to like a school that needs a monitor. All right. So piece list. I don't want to skip to the end. Very cool images of Optimus Prime. Cool G1 comic stuff. Very cool. Autobots convert and roll out? That's not how that goes. Transform and roll out. You got that wrong, Lego. What started off in 1984 as a series of toy robots that could quickly change into forms became a global cultural phenomenon encompassing comic books, video games, animations, and live-action blockbuster movies. It's little wonder generations of fans continue to follow the epic battles between the Autobots and the Decepticons for control of the planet Cybertron and beyond. This Lego model of Optimus Prime, the charismatic leader of the Autobots, is the first time Transformers universe is represented in Lego bricks. Enjoy. I believe I will. Optimus Prime. The true hero of the Transformers universe is Optimus Prime, a powerful leader defined by his strong moral character and heroic feats on the battlefield against his arch-enemy Megatron and the Decepticons. He carries the Matrix of Leadership, an ancient and powerful artifact that gives him upgradable abilities and knowledge of all Cybertronian history. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about the history thing. There may be faster Transformers with more potent firepower, but everything else in the stats reinforces Optimus Prime's position as a dedicated leader and fearless warrior. Oh, cool. They give him like strength and intelligence things. I remember that was a big thing on the boxes as toys. You know, you'd always have to see what the strengths and weaknesses are. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing on stream. Looks like multiple languages. One shall stand, one shall fall. We've all heard that before. Just like the original toy, this Lego model of Optimus Prime is capable of turning from robot mode to truck mode and back. It also comes with many of his iconic accessories: an ion blaster, energon axe, jetpack, and the Autobot Matrix of Leadership. It also has an energon cube to give him energy to battle his evil foes. From the Lego design team, Transformers was what inspired me to become a toy designer. So I was very excited to use Lego bricks to bring Optimus to life. There were many challenges in designing this model to make it both stable, dynamic, and faithful to the original design of Optimus. The most fun challenge, however, was getting him to change between modes without disassembly. To do this, I built block shapes of major components, adjusting proportions to match both the robot and vehicle. The transformation had to be as simple as possible without compromising the look of either mode. Joseph Patrick Kide, Senior Designer. Well, I've heard nothing but good things, Patrick, so I think we're in for a good time. Yeah, the Energon Cube is cool. I'm just realizing now why Cosmic likes it so much. I don't remember the jetpack. The jetpack, I think, is something I must just not remember from my days. All right, well, we'll start with bag one, obviously. Don't know how far we'll get, but we'll give it a go. I should have brought in an extra chair. One seems like a good place to start, Cosmic. You agree? It's a perfect day for this too. It's actually quite overcast here in the city, so it's not even nice outside. It makes it very easy to sit here with a nice cup of coffee and do some Lego. I do need to figure out what I'm going to do for a chair. I'm finding the same chair that I use at my computer does not work very well at this Lego table. I need something that's adjustable. So the trick here is going to be to try and get the microphone in a position where it's not in my way. I wonder if a good idea would be to get a different microphone boom, although then I'd have to, I guess it could work for both the PC and the both desks. I could turn the, I don't think the Yeti is really left-right sensitive, so I could turn it upside down. At least not in the mode that I use it. You mean the dining table chair doesn't work out for you here? Yes, that's still a thing that I'm using. I think all it is just that it, I think, well, this Lego table is 2 to 3 inches taller than my desk, so I feel like, in a good way, this is all closer to me. So that's good, but there are other things. Yesenia subscribed to Tier 1 for 2 months. Welcome to month number 2 and the Earth Keystone badge. Thanks so much for supporting the content, Yesenia. These are quickly becoming my favorite of your streams. Very chill, and everyone just getting to know one another. Thanks very much. That's why I like doing them and why I'm so thrilled that the awesome support I got this summer has enabled me to make these every single Friday. Like I've got 1, 2, 3, this is 4, 5, 6. I have 8 Lego sets yet to build. So like we're good. The hard part is going to be deciding which Lego set to build every Friday. What I should do in between streams, I should have done it for this stream, but I did not have a chance. I have a box of Transformers in my storage unit, and these are toys from my childhood. Optimus Prime is in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure he's missing his hands. I don't think I have the hand pieces. I'll have to see if I can find a spare set on eBay or some other place. I'm sure it's possible. My buddy Daryl, who I used to work in animation with, is very into Transformers still. He's got a huge collection, and I've often thought about giving him or selling him a number of my Transformers, but I've just never bothered to dig them out of storage. So hopefully he will know where I can get the Cosmic Dancer. Holy nuggets. Cosmic Dancer has just made a lovely Streamlabs donation and has smacked me and said, "Go buy yourself a proper computer chair, Joel," and then stuck her tongue out at me. Cosmic, thank you so much. Holy smoke. I will do that. Yeah, that wasn't the intention of my comment, but I will take that to heart. Always looking after me, Cosmic. You're always looking after me. These are bringing back some memories. These are some old school Lego pieces that. I feel like I missed another event as well. Yesenia. Maybe it was a follow. Sweet Sandy with 200 bits. So much. That is not showing up on. Oh, there it is there. That didn't show up on Streamlabs. Oh, yes, it did. Okay. I've got a new Streamlabs set up on my iPad that I'm not used to. How is this all in shot? The only thing I think is that I'm a little bit, I'm losing a little bit at the bottom here. Okay, that's my cutoff. And we'll leave those there. Something I do like about having the new iPhone is that it's a really nice wide shot. Like this is it's almost my whole table. Thanks for the link in chat, Cosmic. For anybody that is new, something that I really enjoy, I find prolongs the play experience with Lego is knolling out the pieces. I first heard about this from a Mythbusters clip or an Adam Savage YouTube video where he explains that he uses it to calm down after flying because of all the travel that he has to do. And I thought that was a cool way to like double check that he has all the gear that he needs with him, but then also a way to kind of like decompress after a stressful flight. I'm not particularly stressed at the moment. I just like doing this because it means that it's a lot easier to find pieces later on. Some cool chrome pieces here too. I don't know if I've ever seen chrome Lego. Did it get removed, Cosmic? I thought the command was going to stay. Go sideways with this. A lot of educated guessing in this whole process. do find some of these pieces are always very tiny. These little round ones are always a pain too. Does anybody else do this? Cosmic, I know that you said that little Cosmic Boy still does this kind of thing. Is it little Cosmic Boy? Are we sticking with little? He's not so little anymore. I do find it weird when they give you like an extra piece. Like I don't know what to do with it. Probably a spare, but I don't know for sure. Probably sticking with Lil even though he's almost taller than you. Holy smoke. I guess that will be eternally etched in stone when he decides on an online handle. That first decision of an online handle tends to stick with people. Tell him to choose wisely. I guess you never know. He could get into, you know, weightlifting or something as a young man and end up being called like Big Cosmic Boy or Giant Cosmic Boy. Let's go with the other ones first. Sideways. Oh, there's more. His online presence is already Little Cosmic Boy? Minecraft account. Oh, of course, right. That's silly. How did I not know that? I guess you could always abbreviate it like LCB, but around here that always makes me think of a liquor commission. Each province in Canada has its own little commission for selling alcohol and other stuff, and most people refer to them as like whatever the abbreviation is. Like around here it's the Nova Scotia Liquor Commission, but it's NSLC, and that's what everybody, I mean, somebody will say the liquor store, but they'll also just call it like the NSLC. And for people outside the province or the country, I mean, in the country, people probably know what you're talking about, but outside the country, people are like, what? Especially if they're from the US, where you can buy everything at like a corner store. I say everything. Your selection is probably pretty limited. There's an odd number of these too. Strange. Like, why give me 11? There's a good reason. Something I meant to do between streams as well was look up a good music to have in the background, but I still haven't downloaded OBS Studio. I'm still using Streamlabs OBS, and I want to be able to maybe remove the music from the VOD. Like have it come in separately. But I can look at that. Potentially on break, I guess. I'm trying not to have these streams be too precious. Like I kind of want to be able to work with them and iterate and have them improve as we go forward. Gradient pieces? What pile do they go in? Yeah. Are there gradient pieces here? I don't see any gradient pieces here. Are you talking about other sets? Also, when Mr. Cosmic built the Back to the Future set, I introduced him to knolling, and now he does it. Oh, very cool. I mean, I find it satisfying, but I also find it very helpful. That's the other thing. I find the hard part is like looking ahead and seeing what pieces you have and dreading all the little one by ones that you eventually have to deal with. Definitely some cool pieces in this set. Whoops. Might have to start those over here. The ones in the upper corners, they're to my right. Ones in the upper corners to my right. They're red. This is my right. Lo-fi hip-hop. Yeah, I was looking at Stream Beats, which I think is a Harris Heller thing. The problem is I have to be able to play it for you guys without me hearing it, because I don't find a lot of the royalty-free very long, and so you end up listening to the same 4 or 5 songs. I've also had issues with other royalty-free situations where I've tried to play them and you put it on random or a genre, and they just end up repeating the same songs like over and over again. I don't find that very relaxing, you know? The doorknob, thanks for the lurk, appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Kay the River Cat, welcome back. Good to see you. We for those that missed it, we had a satisfactory stream yesterday. Got a lot of progress done on the Megatron power facility. So I guess this Lego set is kind of like making it feel like all the content I do on stream right now is Transformer related, but we've been doing the Transformer design based factories in Satisfactory for a very long time. Oh, this is so close to being square. Let's make it go. I have to go down a level. Again, one of these is probably a spare. But in the meantime, they're quite happy to bug me while I do this. These smooth ones are really hard to grab onto. Had to learn to know with some extra space between parts, as I tend to know the pieces out of line when attempting to get the next place. Yeah, I knock pieces out of line all the time. I got big hands. And I'm not. I don't want to be obsessive about this. I find it prolongs the play experience, gives me a longer time to chat with everybody here. So like, I don't mind it in that way. There comes a time, and I don't know whether it's just that my arm gets tired or whether I just start to get a little impatient, but closer to the end of a big bag, like this is a medium bag, but at the end of a big bag, I start to like really want to be done and just start building. But I mean, like, all of this makes sense with like how I make art. I tend to be very precise with stuff like that. Any kind of design, overlays for Twitch, like all that kind of stuff. I operate kind of on a, want to make it as clean as possible sort of mentality. So usually there's like special colored pieces that end up being a little bit below the square, but I continue to be pretty impressed by this, the guesswork and how close I get to something like this coming out as either a perfect rectangle or very close. I mean, obviously it doesn't work out every time, but like that's not bad. Right? Me, precise, never noticed. Well, you know, keep watching. All right. Apologize for the glare off the instruction manual. There's not much I can do. I've got two lights. They're up in that area, but one of them is going to reflect precisely into the camera no matter which way I put this. So, have to see. So we are going to build, apparently, 1, 2, and 3 is like his entire torso. 4, 5, and 6 look like it's the legs. 7, 8, 9, and 10 is the rest. So starting off with numero 1. According to his original bio, Optimus Prime is the largest, strongest, and wisest of all the Autobots. He feels his role is the protection of all life. Largest. I thought there was much larger Transformers that came later, but so I'll scoot this off to the side. And of course we need 2 of these little guys. It's neat that they have a little sparkle on the image to indicate that it's like the shiny ones that you need, as well as one of these guys. And we're off. Those. I always find it interesting the color selections that they have. Sometimes they're meant to be seen, sometimes they're just meant to be clear in the instructions. One of those, and 2 of the black ones. Thanks for the lurk, Obu. enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We need these two guys. Hard to pick up. And all 4 of these. That's better. Although, now I can't see. Thanks for the lurk, Elkhorn. Appreciate it. I know you're working. Always good to see you. All right, so now we're on to separate piece altogether. Do those. Those. You know, I was looking at all these gray pieces trying to figure out what they were, but I completely forgot, like, his abdomen is like a light gray. Oh, it's like the grill of the truck, like the radiator section. It would be really fun at the end of this if I can find that my original Optimus Prime toy to like bring it out and compare it to the final model. And then that attaches this. Ow. There. And then we have to build the other one. Realizing that some of these get little white dots in them, I think it's where the mold is made. And that goes on there. What would be so cool? Cosmic? I missed that. Two of those and two of those. And this one goes here. And this one goes there. I always get a little bit sad when you create some really intricate build and then you cover up with a big plate. Oh, comparing the older toy to the Lego set. Yes, yeah. I know where it is. I'm sure it's existing. I'd like to try. I should dig that out soon, and then I should look to see if I have the hands, or I can get the hands somewhere. I'm sure that's a thing, because it's probably the most frequent thing that people lose. Probably the most frequent thing that people lose. So just realizing that when I'm looking at the instructions I'm talking, I'm looking away from the mic, so maybe I should move them back over here. There might be just a lot of back and forth. I'm not sure what it is about pieces that have like 2 studs on them and a smooth top. I find these really cool. I've always really liked the plates in Lego as opposed to the smooth plates, I guess they're called. I keep on threatening to look up the proper names for these things. I never do. Hey, on to some big red pieces now. Those two. What's neat about these is that it's probably a spot where like pieces have to rest, but they don't want them to connect because of the transforming function of the build. My guess is that we're getting into like the chest cavity, maybe. Break time when you're ready. Thank you, Cosmic. Yep, I would say that's a good spot because this looks complicated with a bunch of different pieces. So, once again, if you are new to the channel, I take a break at least once an hour. I shouldn't say at least, every hour. Once an hour, I take a break. I reheat my coffee. You can grab a friend. You can get your water, whatever it is that you need. We'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes after a couple of commercials. Be right back. Oh, Doctor, with a serious question, do you think you could build it without the instructions? No. There's no way. The people that design these at Lego are engineers and toy designers that have like a working knowledge of the product that I don't possess. I had friends who had complicated sets like this, and they would lose the instructions like halfway through, or when they opened the box, they threw them away when they opened it. Oh, that's rough, Yesenia. That's a rough go. All right, so looks like we're going to be using some of these colored bits now. Need this guy, 2 of those. Something that would be really cool to attempt on stream would be one of those Lego houses, like one of the modular builds from the city, because they do the rooms, and inside each room you'd have like that top-down camera angle of the whole floor plan, which would be really neat. Now we're into the green pieces and some black pieces. It's really easy to miss the little windows where they show you what pieces to get. And one of these swivel pieces. No, 2 of those. So I can't say for sure, but if I'm guessing, I'm going to say we're working on the housing for the matrix of leadership. I think. Because these feel like possibly the front of his chest. Places where they might open up, you know? And these feel like a smooth place for his arms to transform. Because I remember how the original transformed. I played with it so much as a kid. I remember how the original Prime tucked his arms away. So I want to pick up the Lego Succulent set. I bought that for my sister for her birthday, and she hasn't put it together yet. They have a pool that they put up and take down in the summertime, and that's coming down this next weekend. So I think she said she was going to save putting the Lego Succulents set together until the wintertime, when the weather starts to be crappy. Yeah, and the thing is, Cosmic, I can tell you that the Succulent set, it is indeed small enough to put on your desk because it's modular. You can put them all together in one little succulent garden, or you can have them be separate succulents. So you could sprinkle them around your desk. They don't all have to be in one spot. Not that I need to convince you to buy the set. I feel like it's already been sold. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I didn't realize it at first. I looked at it in the same way. My sister has a home office. She doesn't have like a lot of like knickknacks and stuff. So it's one of those things that when I got the box before I wrapped it for her birthday, I realized, oh wow, like it's modular, so she doesn't have to keep them all. She, you know, in the office, she could put a couple on the kitchen windowsill. Like there's, you know, not that they need light, but they look cool. 2 of those, 2 of those. All right, we're on this 17. So 2 of these guys. And these ones. I have old Lego sets too, and I'm pretty sure I still have the instructions, or I could find the PDF instructions online for Lego pirate ships. That could be quite cool too. I don't know if they've always done this, but this yellow highlight around the pieces is really helpful. I don't know whether the other set had that. Joel, I've been watching the Transformers War for Cybertron. I've never heard of the Matrix of Leadership before that series. Has the concept always been part of Transformers lore? Yep. Cybe, you need to go watch the Transformers movie from 1970... No, 82? No, not 82. 86. Gosh, that's bugging me now. Can somebody look up when the original Transformers came out? It's in the 80s. The Matrix of Leadership gets passed from Optimus Prime to Rodimus Prime, and it's important. But if you want a really good Transformers story, check out the War for Cybertron and the... Oh gosh, I can't remember. There's two games for Xbox. They came out for the Xbox 360, and they're really fun. They're just shooter games, and you get to transform and cruise around. It's on Cybertron, so you're not like a Volkswagen Bug or a Mack truck. Like, you've got Cybertronian versions of the Transformers, but those video games are fantastic. Like, I've even replayed them. There was a multiplayer component too that was really fun. Does anybody know the names of the video games? I think War for Cybertron was one of the names, which is confusing because the Netflix series, which is also good. I quite like the Netflix series. The animation was okay. The models were cool, but the acting and the story was fantastic on War for Cybertron. And there's another one too. They lost me on the third season. Rise of the Dark Spark? Dark of the Moon? No, those are Michael Bay stuff. These were not Michael Bay Transformers related. Fall of Cybertron, that's it. Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron. Those were the two 360 games. They were cartoonish. They weren't Michael Bay. They weren't movie games. They weren't crap movie games. I'm not a fan of the Michael Bay films. The first one was all right. Everything else was just terrible. I mean, not that the 80s Transformers movie is stellar. Like, it's got its own issues. Is that streaming anywhere? Does anybody know if there's... I own it. I own it on DVD and VHS, but I don't have a VHS player anymore. But I'd be curious to see if that would be streaming anywhere. It's probably on Netflix. In Canada, mind you. Oh yeah, this is definitely the Matrix of Leadership. Housing has to be. Has to be. I'm gonna look like a fool if I'm wrong. Hopefully I can download them for cheap. They're Xbox games. Can you download Xbox games? They might be on other platforms. I'm not sure. There's one thing about being here at my Lego desk is that I'm nowhere near a computer. My phone is currently tied up in the camera. When I get a new camera, I'll be able to look stuff up on the internet. Oh, from the Microsoft store. Yes. Yeah. I wish that if they were part of Game Pass, I would 100% participate. Yeah, this is... I think we're getting into his shoulder mechanisms now. This is cool stuff. So we need 2 of these. 2 of these. One of those and two of these little guys. Oh, and I'm missing two of these. Stop pointing at you like that. Yeah, I've been toying around with the idea of adding a webcam to my streams, both like video games, stuff like that. I know it improves engagement on Twitch, but the podcaster in me is just so happy to not have to worry about video. Because as Impulse was talking with us about it on the last episode of the, no, not latest, but a couple weeks ago on the Spawn Chunks, we interviewed Impulse SV from Hermitcraft, and he does a podcast called Imp and Skiz, which is on their YouTube channel. Just look up Imp and Skiz, you can't miss it. Anyway, he was saying that the decision to do the podcast and video, which makes sense because they're both big YouTubers, their audience is used to them being on camera, and YouTube would be a great spot for them to get a lot of listeners very quickly. But it opened up an entire can of worms and made an audio podcast a lot more work. It's not just twice as much work. It's a great deal more work. So this is going to go in here, and as you can see, this swings back and forth. Like that's really cool. Like that's going to be definitely part of the mechanism for, I think, his arm, shoulder joint. So cool. It's hard to explain the level of just nostalgia and then modern like geekery to, as someone that grew up playing with Transformers and really marveled at how they transformed, which is the one thing that they did very well in the Michael Bay films. I remember that first moment when Optimus Prime transforms in the alley in front of Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf. Like that was a cool scene. And the way that they created the complex transformations in those movies was art. The rest of the movies, the plot and everything else was unfortunate and not very good. But however, playing with these toys and knowing how they transform, knowing how they combine, all that kind of stuff as a kid, and then now with this Lego set, actually building, you know, because I had Lego as a kid, and I would build a static thing with Lego, and I would play with a transforming thing with Transformers, but I'd never built a transforming toy. And so this is a first. I hope they do more. I'd love for them to have a Megatron set. I can't imagine if they went through all the trouble of getting the Transformers IP license from Lego that they don't have other sets in mind. Megatron would be difficult, especially for Lego, because technically classic Megatron turns into a handgun, and I can see them not wanting to do that just from a, you know, guns bad sort of situation. I think maybe they could do the tank version of Megatron. Because they'd have to do a classic villain next, I guess. The only other thing I guess they could do would be Starscream. Starscream turns into a plane, and that would be very cool. I don't know if they'd be able to get the scale right on them, though. Because I think they'd all have to be about the same size. Think they'll have more in the pipework. This one is very popular. Yeah, it's not sold out. the DeLorean was sold out for 5 months, but thankfully Optimus Prime is not sold out. One thing about having a French press at your desk is that coffee is ready when it's ready. Soundwave with a Bluetooth speaker. That would be cool. Soundwave was a very popular build too, especially if they could figure out a way to do the cassettes that came inside of them. That would be really neat too. 2 more of these. This looks like they stack on top here. And these 4 things get stacked. It's classed as hard to find now, is it? Okay. Is it not sold out on their website? I mean, I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning to get it. And now that I know that these Lego streams are going to be a permanent thing on the channel, I can do that more often. If I see something that I know is going to be an excellent build to share with everyone, then I can absolutely go ahead and pick them up ahead of time. I bet you this is where his head goes too. I say all this and I'd be quite happy to be proven wrong and surprised as things go, but already I'm seeing, like, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but the way that the light, hard to get that way. Down here in the desk I can see the light kind of shining through these clear pieces. It's pretty neat. Not sure if there's a way to show it off on camera. It's just the right angle to bounce back up towards me. Two of those, and thankfully just one of those. All right, now we're on to another little piece. Aha, it is indeed. It's the front, the windshield. I was right. Two of these, 2 of those, 2 of these, 1 of those. Silver Wolf, thanks for the follow. So I didn't actually go and look for like load up some background music on that first break. I'll try on the second, but are people that concerned about it? Like, do people mind having a quiet stream? I mean, I know I talk a lot, so I got you mostly covered on that front. All right, then these ones. Oh, I'm missing these. I always get very finicky with these, like, stacks of 1 by 1 bricks. They always seem to be just a little bit twisted. Like that is 6 different kinds of pieces, but they all stack to be the same height. Pretty cool. I mean, Lego really is a system, you know? And then we connect everything in the top and the bottom. And then this gets added to this piece right here. That's cool. Like this is gonna be big. His chest is pretty massive. If money and space you had was no object, what would be the first Lego set you would buy? Probably the AT-AT, the Ultimate Collector's Edition one. It's like, it's more than my rent. It's silly. A friend of the family built it and shared some pictures on Facebook, though. It's pretty cool. I don't know where I would display it, though. Like, I mean, again, I know you asked, like, if money and space was no object, then yeah, that would be the first thing. And then I really would like to get into like messing with Lego trains. A good friend of mine, Chad, he started the Citadel Cafe with me. He and his daughter spent a lot of time in their old place playing with Lego trains. I'm not sure if they've got them set up in the new one, but because they moved recently across the country. Yeah, it was Lego trains, and I'd love to have like a Lego train in a Lego city. Like I would get into the Lego city. The problem I have, even if money is no object, the problem with the Lego city builds is that so many of them are discontinued now that they're really hard to find. And if, I mean, like, again, they're expensive, but you know, if you're removing money from the conversation, they're still just like frustratingly hard to find. And like, you might want like the theater or the police station or Foundry Square or whatever it is. And you might not be able to find it, you know? One of the internet picks this week on the Citadel Cafe was the motorized lighthouse. That's a really cool set too. Silver Wolf. I remember building Lego when I was younger. My dad got me into it, but I haven't in a while as my dog loves to eat the pieces. Oh, that's not good. I like the concentrating and just chatting vibe, no music needed, and tastes of music differ so much. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, I would pick something really kind of universal as best I could. My issue is that I don't want to have to upload them to the YouTube and then have YouTube flag them for copyright, even though I know that I would use copyright-free content, you know? Yeah, 75-313. That's pretty sure that's the one. Saibi 19 Mongolian throat singing. Hard no. Hard no. I don't like a lot of music. I know it's a weird thing to say. I really enjoy like classical movie scores and I like classic rock, but I've been having issues when I go to the gym. I've been using Apple Music and I'll create like a playlist and be like, hey, so I like AC/DC, you know, I like Led Zeppelin. Give me some upbeat, you know, look for gym rock or gym classic rock or whatever. And then like halfway through the playlist, they throw in like some slow song from Aerosmith or Bryan Adams. I'm just like, what? I said, like, I looked for a workout playlist. Why is there a ballad of any, you know, artist? It doesn't matter who it is. But like, why are you putting a ballad in a workout playlist? Like, that's just, it's so frustrating. So, and there's this thing where I haven't synced my Apple library with my phone because my Apple library on my desktop, my my music library on my desktop, it's all my podcasts, and I don't want all the podcasts synced on my phone. I'm on them. I recorded them. I know them. I don't need to listen to them or have them available in my library. So, but I need to fix it because my Apple Music trial that I got with my new phone is coming to an end. I think I want to continue it because I do like having access to music when I'm out and about, but it's did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. I think that's everything. Good stuff. That goes into there. That is bag number 1 complete. So that's the size of his chest. That's decent. He's going to be probably that tall. Right on. All right, let's put you over here. What's a better view? And we can put those away. 1,000 bits from Cosmic Dancer. Bag 1 done. Much. Holy smokes. Really appreciate it. Ballad equals stretching time. Yeah, but when I'm under a couple 100 pounds, Sweet Sandy, when I've got 100 pounds plus over my head, I don't want a ballad. That is not what I'm looking for. Bag 2. Just my experience, but I'm guessing we're gonna go through probably about 2 bags a stream, depending. Would be my guess. That's right. There's a new episode of the Citadel Cafe out. If you, if you want to, you can go to thecitadelcafe.com or look for the Citadel Cafe on your favorite podcasting platform. Talked about quite a lot in the last episode. Stephen ESC and myself, who is a member of the Citadel server. Find a link to their content at the link on screen. We talked about a little bit of Rings of Power. Episode 3 comes out tonight. I'm stoked for that. That's going to be dinner for me tonight. Pizza and Lord of the Rings. So we touched on it. No spoilers. We just kind of gave first impressions of the first 2 episodes. Pixel Riffs from the Spawn Chunks is actually going to be coming on the Citadel Cafe next week to talk about the first 3 episodes of Rings of Power in detail. And we also talked about Sandman. Mixed feelings on that. I watched it a long time ago, but I didn't talk about it much on the show because I don't really have a lot of nice things to say about it. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my favorite. So you can listen to Steven and I talk about that. And then the main discussion on Wednesday night was She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, currently streaming on Disney+. So we talked about that. Steven and I are both big Marvel fans. So we've been taking in most of the Marvel content. We talked about Miss Marvel. I have yet to see Thor Love and Thunder, but I noticed Love and Thunder. That is currently on Disney Plus as well, streaming this weekend. So I will be looking forward to that. It's probably my Saturday night. I'll probably talk about that a little bit next week, although I'll be focusing on Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. I might actually rewatch some of the Rings of Power. All right, we can set this aside for now. That's your plan this weekend too, Cosmic, is to watch Love and Thunder? I'm sure it's fun. I noticed that they have Natalie Portman. Her image is now in the Marvel logo. So when I was watching She-Hulk last night, the image of the heroes that they show up in the Marvel logo as it goes by, one of them was Natalie Portman. Actually, I should rewatch it because I wonder, because She-Hulk is such a female hero focused show, I wonder if all of the characters that they show in the Marvel animated logo at the beginning of She-Hulk, I wonder if it's all female characters. It would be awesome if it was. I wasn't looking. I just happened to be checking something on my phone, like the weather or the time or something, and then when I looked up, I noticed that it was Natalie Portman. So I don't know if that's a through line of the whole logo animation or whether that's just probably to subtly advertise that Love and Thunder is available on Disney Plus now. Love these navy blue pieces. I don't know if I've ever seen Lego. Lego's using more primary colors. Out of curiosity, as the fall approaches and weather in my province is going to change dramatically, one of the things that's possible with these Lego Friday streams is that I could potentially do some Lego for most of the afternoon, and then I could transition into a video game later. So like I could do 2 to 3 hours of a Lego stream and then switch and do a couple hours of a video game. Are people thinking that would be a good idea, or do you think strictly keep it to Lego? I say that because as much as I'm enjoying this, I absolutely, this morning I really wanted to try and find some extra time to play Satisfactory. Not even stream it, I just wanted to play it. Just to kind of follow through on what I was working on last night on stream. And I just couldn't get to it. I had to do some stream prep and make sure that the shot was going to set up right and everything. So I did not get to it. Probably go sideways with these. Wouldn't mind myself as a silver wolf. Even if the movie isn't as good as the others, I think Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman in his tour, and I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, no, they're both good actors. They're charismatic. They're easy on the eyes. I like them both. The only thing that has me hesitating about Thor: Love and Thunder, from what I've heard about it, is that it's very jokey, and I'm not the biggest Taika Waititi fan. A lot of it just stems from me not really enjoying a lot of modern humor in movies. I find that I'm more of a clever humor, subtle, dry humor. I find that the awkward humor that tends to percolate current zeitgeist in Hollywood is not my bag. Not saying it's bad, just recognizing that it's not my favorite. So I usually have to do a decent job of separating that idea, that feeling, from when I watch films like that, so I can at least appreciate them for what they are and not be hung up on the fact that I don't find them funny. Best of both worlds, says mini packs. Yeah, exactly. And there's only so much of each I can do. Like, it's not like I'm hunching over, but there's a lot of like leaning forward over the Lego table. And then I can sit up or sit back a little bit more when I play games. I think a lot of it just has to do with my mood, and like I'm definitely always in the mood to play to build with Lego. I am sometimes also just like champing at the bit to get back to whatever game I'm playing. So there's a little bit of give and take there. Wobbly pieces. With Lego, I have to be in a concentration mood. Some days I could do all days, other days I get 10 minutes in and everything distracts me. I'm an instructions guy, so like once I'm into something, I find the hard part with me with Lego streams is, I mean, streaming, even as chill as these Lego streams are, streaming is tiring, as I'm sure you know, mini packs, and anybody else in my community that also streams, you know that. So I find that I want to stream longer. You know, Satisfactory specifically, I'm never as far along in Satisfactory as I want to be at the end of a stream. But like last night, I had to go. I had a 4-hour stream, which is my limit, and it was a good stream. It was a fun stream. Had great conversations, a couple of raids from some different people, some new folks in the community. It was great. But I was hungry and I had to go, and I didn't want to, you know. So I had to had to bail. I still didn't even get dinner ready until, I think by the time dinner was done, it was 9 o'clock, which is fine. Like, again, I enjoy that freedom that I have with my schedule, being my own boss, that kind of thing. Which, again, and I know I say this quite often on stream, but I want to make sure everybody is just very aware that, 20 years of my career has been working as an artist, as an independent creator in one way, shape, or another, and the support that I get from Twitch and Patreon for podcasting and streaming has truly allowed me to be extraordinarily independent with projects I take on, with things that I do. Almost everything that I do these days is self-directed. I talk to you folks about it and say, hey, what's up? Like, what do you think? But really, a lot of what I do is self-directed, and like in a huge way. And I mean, I can't thank y'all enough. It's a really fun moment, snapshot in my creative career. And I've always done something. Like, it's always been like, if I wasn't drawing, I was podcasting. If I wasn't podcasting, then I was making video content, or doing things like that. And I don't find streaming is all that different, in terms of content creation versus like live streaming. I think it's because my podcasts are streamed like live to hard drive. Well, this did not work out the way that I wanted it to. Usually I go horizontal with things, but I decided to go vertical here, and I don't know if it's going to work out. I guess maybe if we start shifting some stuff around. Oh, thought it was going to be all smart. Maybe if I put this in here and move this up. Oh, that's not enough room. Really nice to be able to see and hear about you having the freedom. Not sure if it's the right word. No, it's definitely the right word. To work on those projects where you're really having fun with them. That blue color is beautiful. Yeah, no, the navy blue is awesome. Very, very cool. I'm trying to think about where on his head or his torso we're getting the navy blue. I'm not sure where that's going to come into play. I think this is a slightly smaller bag than the last one too. Something that I did consider after I've been watching some review videos for cameras. Right now, the Sony A5100 and the Canon T8i, I think, are the ones that are on my list. Basically, I know that it has to have good autofocus, clean HDMI out, and be able to be plugged into the wall so it won't overheat, or good battery life. You can get like dummy batteries, I guess, for them, which is cool. And there was one other feature. There's a checklist of 5 things that you want in a camera for streaming for what I want it for. The autofocus isn't necessarily always important for me because I'm not moving to and from the camera. It's like down at the table. But one of the things that I noticed when someone was reviewing the different features of the mic, they were looking at it as like a vlogging situation. And they were using a lapel mic, which I've never thought of because most of what I do for content for podcasting, you want a proper podcasting mic. And again, I don't think I'm going to be in front of the camera specifically for the Lego streams. I don't think that would be a thing. But in terms of me looking around the table, you know, like as I'm looking over here or looking over here, you can probably hear the difference in the audio because of how sensitive my podcasting mic is, which is what I have here. I'm using it for streaming, but this is a Yeti X, which is advertised as an affordable USB podcasting condenser mic. And a lapel mic would potentially solve that issue. We were so close. So close to having the blue all line up. This is fairly far away from me too. Like I could be missing opportunities up there to squish things down. Are we not satisfied? Are we not happy to continue with the Lego build? You're almost at your next break if you want to take time to go before you start building. Excellent idea. Yeah, no, that sounds like a good plan. So folks, thanks to the ever omniscient Cosmic Dancer, the ever watchful, the great eye of Cosmic Dancer. I've been watching too much Lord of the Rings. Has notified me that it's time to take a break. If you are new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. Gives me a chance to run some ads. You don't miss anything because I'm not here. Get a drink, refresh your coffees and other things. Maybe grab a friend and tell them how fun it is to hang out and build Lego with me and all of you. And we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. All right, let's dig into bag number 2. Looks like it might be a shoulder. Just a guess, though. I love that this is way over here and still in the shot. I know it's glossy, but it's nice not to have this out of the way, you know? So I'm looking at one of those. Just hold on for 1 second. I'm going to move my fan. The filter should hopefully not pick up any of that. I mean, it'll pick up the chair moving, but the mic hopefully can't. You don't hear the white noise from the fan. It's usually pretty good. I'm not seeing anything on the meters on OBS. I may actually move this around. Oh, no, there's only one of these, so I'm not sure what this is. Unless another one is in a different bag. That could be true. Did I grab the wrong pieces? Grab the wrong pieces. Ah, they're not all the same. I want these guys. I've been building up the people that I've been following on Satisfactory, and man, I've got some stuff to learn. There are some people making some fantastically cool looking builds. I just don't understand how they plan everything out. I need to try to find a stream where somebody is building in real time, because the showcase videos on YouTube are cool, but like I've got no clue how they. I mean, I can look at something and see how they built it, but I don't know how. I don't know how they've planned it. That's my big confusion. Can't hear the fan. Thank you, Cosmic. I know this person working on a really cool build. Well, it doesn't look cool yet. That's the frustrating part. I keep on saying it's supposed to look like Megatron, but it hasn't gotten there yet. One of those and 4 of these guys. Something I do have to remember on the LEGO streams is to not pull this up close to my face, because then you can't see it. Something to do with a transformer. You'd like it, yeah. Yeah, I need to, if I really want to get that power thing up and going, but after that, there's definitely going to be some creative time spent on making Devastator look like Devastator and planning out a little bit more of the actual, like, building plans within him. I've got a predetermined amount of space, that's the only issue. All right, so 2 more of these. These guys. This is really dense. There's so many pieces. But I guess that goes back to what the designer was saying about creating each component of Optimus Prime as authentically as possible. Those are 4 long. And still, like, prioritizing the fact that he wanted him to be able to transform. Flip it over. I don't know, you looked up at a shape you managed to make yesterday in Satisfactory. That was nothing like I'd seen in the game before. It was above the pipes, I think. Above the pipes. Oh, like the octagon? There's some people that make really cool stuff. People should check out Fluxo. I think he's got 2 O's on his Twitch handle. But he's very talented. Zero and Stin Archie are 2 others. Zero is XERO, I think. I need to make in the same way that we have like a Citadel hit list, you know, like a Nightbot command for a bunch of Citadel links. I need to look up a bunch of Satisfactory creators. We raided Old Canuck last night, who I didn't realize. I mean, I got from his name that he was a Canadian, but he's a maritimer. Like he's in the region. He didn't say where, and I don't want to hazard a guess in case he wants to keep that private. But he was from the sound of him, he was definitely a local maritimer. I don't have a thick maritimer accent, but there are some people that, while not thick, you can kind of tell immediately that they're from the region. I imagine a lot of my American listeners are listening to me right now going like, oh boy, yeah, you've got an accent, Joel. Don't worry. We got you pegged. So this looks like it's a ball and socket joint, which I think is really interesting. We're still upside down. So these go in here. And then this goes here. And there's a specific, you can't see on camera, but there's like a cross, so it only goes in one way. So this doesn't turn, but it looks like it's probably going to be a ball and socket joint. I wonder how posable this guy is. I tend not to read reviews of Lego builds until after I've built them, because there are ways sometimes for people to improve the stability or like add a couple of pieces into the build that either just aren't affordable, you know, or they're not, for whatever reason, they're not included in the design, but it allows you to then like do different things with it. Oh, this is his back. Interesting. So the ball and socket is probably for his head. This goes in here? Yeah, okay. Wow, so this goes in this space here. I was thinking it was going to be an arm. Oh, that's cool. Rotates cleanly through. That's probably the top of the truck. And then this is the... Wow, that's cool. Fun. Writes that down on the to-do list for later. Yeah, I want to create like a pinned post in the Satisfactory channel on Discord as well. Old Canuck was super chill. Really, really nice stream. I hung out for a while after I raided. I was lurking. And their build is cool. Not a lot of decoration going on. They seem to be focusing on just the sheer massive size of everything. And I can't remember what he said, Cosmic. It was like 1,500 fuel generators. It's a turbo fuel setup for that particular build. And one of those. This to me looks like we're doing like the top of his shoulders. He sounded like you when you were like maximum Canadian. Your accent isn't that thick, but every now and again there's a word or two. Oh yeah, no, I get it. I understand that there's definitely a couple of words that I say that stick out. I think it comes from like probably growing up watching American Sesame Street. I put that in the wrong spot. Time to use the Lego tool. Or not. These things never seem to work for me. There we go. Oh, thanks for the shout out for Old Canuck. He's live right now, actually. He streams daily, 12 to 8. But yeah, if folks are looking for another chill streamer to follow, if chill is your vibe, then that and dad jokes. You gotta like dad jokes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, okay. And now I need this again. This connects this way. Oh, I don't know if I've missed more of these little anecdotes. Let's just flip back a second. Did I miss anything here? I don't think I did. Oh yeah. Energon is the primary commodity for Transformers society, as it can be used for food, energy, and currency. I don't think I knew that. I knew that it was energy and therefore food, but I didn't think about it as currency. According to the episode Thief in the Night, it takes 1,000 barrels of oil to make one energon cube. Huh. And the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime toy was released in 1984 in the US. The design of the toy itself was originally named Battle Convoy. Yeah, he had like a whole trailer with him, which I still have somewhere. I've been watching Phoenix creates how to satisfactory playthrough. Oh, very cool. Dan, do you have a link? You want to throw that in chat? And then Cosmic can relay it to me later, or maybe if you want to throw it in the Satisfactory Discord channel, that might, well, I mean, put it here too on Twitch, but if you want to throw it in the Satisfactory Discord channel and tag me, I'd very much appreciate it. All right, this is going on the chassis, and then we have to seal in the front windshield doors. So this goes tight up against this. Or looks like there's a little space there. Like that. Then we need uh-oh. I don't have two of those swivel pieces. Oh, yes, I do. We can put that on there and put that on there, and that swivels. That seals the deal for these doors. Very cool. And then we can finish the top with some of these fancy plates. So I need one each of those, two of these, two of those, and these two things. Oh, and I see these slightly cover up the gap. That makes sense. Might give him a little place for his head to rest on. Ah, and these keep these from going flat. That's an interesting idea. So the stud, I'm not sure you can see this, but the stud on the top of this door hits the underside of this piece here. And so when the doors are closed now, they're not flat. Like they stick out in like a slight angle. I love stuff like this in Lego. It's really, really clever. And then these just fill out the rest of the top. That's an odd thing to have. That square bit there. Oh, and then we've got top on the doors. Oh, that really looks smooth now. Nice. I like doing this kind of stuff in Satisfactory too, like having things come at angles off the grid. Phoenix Studios is that's one. Cool. Thanks for the link, Dan. Appreciate it. I'd like to think that for anybody that is new to Satisfactory, or I guess new to Minecraft, there's not a lot of people that are new to Minecraft, but I hope that people can find, not necessarily tutorials, but at least they'll pick up a few tips and tricks that'll make their experience a little bit easier watching me play Satisfactory in Minecraft. With Satisfactory, I try to explain as best I can, but it's hard when you're like 600 hours into the game. And I mean, I'm 5 years into Minecraft, but I do feel like the principles in Minecraft don't really get more and more complicated as you go on. Whereas in Satisfactory, the longer you play, the more complicated things get. I feel like with Minecraft, it's very, I don't want to say repetitive, but you're exercising the same basic principles over and over and over again. Unless you're doing a redstone farm with a new mechanic So these are the, I don't know what they're called. They're not headlights. They're like runner lights across the top of Optimus Prime. I would love for them to make a new Transformers video game. Those games that I played for Xbox 360, the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, they were good. And with the graphics now on the Series X, I don't think those have been optimized, so they probably still look just like a 360 game. I could play them. I could pop the discs in and play them. Cool. People can get a look where we're at. Put you off to the side. Oh, you're about 16 episodes into it. So the thing about how-to series in Satisfactory is that there's definitely more than one way to do something. So you might find that that you'll pick up some tips and tricks and stuff, but it will be I tend to have to do things my own way, but I'm always trying to make things look good and satisfactory, and that usually means deviating from someone's very basic plan. Total Eclipse is a good person to follow too. Their streams are also pretty chill. Grab another one of these, and then two of these guys here. I think this is his torso, because there's this rotating ratchet part in the middle, and I'm guessing that that's probably like a waist mechanic, like the turning of his hips. Two more of these. So turn this sideways, and this kind of goes up through the middle, and then this caps it off. That turns freely, which is cool. And then we've got two of these little guys. Two of those. Episode 3, and there's 16 so far. Oh, very cool. If it's one thing I will compliment you on, if I have to, it's your ability to really take the time to explain how and why you're doing something. I mean, I've been here for 4 years. There's never a stream where I don't feel like I've learned something that you're going to help me. Oh, that's very cool. Thanks, Cosmic. Mini Packs, have a good one. Thanks for the lurk. Get yourself some food. I've got pizza tonight. That's on my agenda. I'm hoping that the Rings of Power is available in North America for when I want to eat. I don't want to wait until later. And I'm missing these two. I can't imagine the library of pieces that you have access to and have to, like, the choosing the right pieces when designing a build like this. I'd be curious. I should look up to see if there's ever been like Lego interviews with designers. Like, I'd be very curious to see, like, you know, someone talk about this set and be like, you know, this took 4 years to design, or 2 years, or like how long did it take to get this to work right, you know? I missed something. Did I miss a page? I missed a whole page. Some pages stuck together. Whoops. Okay, so, well, we did that. Yeah, these are very deep navy blue. Very cool. Like, all of this to get like a 2x2 stud, like half a brick higher. So many precise measurements. And then these two things. Can't wait for next week's Citadel Cafe episode. Thanks, Dan. It's going to be fun. It's always great fun to chat with Pixel Riffs outside of the Spawn Chunks. Like, we're both so busy. I mean, we've become, you know, professional friends, but we don't really get a chance to hang out. We've toyed around with doing some limited Minecraft series, and, you know, on like a Sunday when we both stream, like streaming together, but doing something interesting. But we haven't quite figured out what would work for both of our like play styles. I wouldn't mind doing something like a Skyblock series or a peaceful run through, maybe. I don't want to do modded. I find the grind in modded doesn't really sit with me. I've tried it a couple times and I always seem to flounder on it, so. Alright, so that's that. So now we can skip ahead to this part where this goes on here. That houses turning mechanism, and this is probably where his legs attach, would be my guess. So like a hip and waist chassis. Skyblock is also a grind, yeah. I feel like the peaceful mode would be interesting, because he's probably tried it, but I've never tried it. Can I also compliment you on having an online name that's really easy to spell and find? Yep. Yep. I think I was talking about this recently on the Spawn Chunks, I think, or probably the render distance, actually. And one of the bits of advice that I got when I first started getting into online stuff, and I think it was either Tom Merritt or someone in that kind of realm had mentioned that if you can get your real name online, do it, because it makes you accountable, and then don't post anything or share anything that your grandmother wouldn't be proud of. So it keeps you honest, I can tell you that much. So these are always the fun, like, ratchet sets. So this will go down through here and spin freely. But I think if I don't think it clicks on. No, that's not going to click on. Maybe it does. Oh, yep. So satisfying. So that's the probably the hip or the torso, like the rib cage rotation sort of thing. And this plate goes on here. And then we've got one of these, two of those, and two of these. We build the thing first. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be. They look like little gold bars in their shape. Or iron bars, I guess, because they're not yellow, but... And that goes down the front. So each one of these gets a plate. And I'd say that's probably his, like, front. I love these vertical connections. It's so cool. Goes that way. And so I flip it over. Dusky item, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. So center hole. And well, that's the back of him. Interesting. So this goes on like this. Oh, no, this attaches. Get that in there. And then cool. And then we've got a couple more little bits left over. This is going to look so cool once it's built. Yes, I believe so as well. I believe so as well. This is hard to see with the light shining off of it. Like, that's the chest piece, and then this is like his center column. You've got spots here where it looks like you're going to be able to attach either hips or possibly the legs. Probably hips would be my guess. And then this is the cool part here. This whole thing flips around. So, and in the toy from the 80s, that's where his head tucks underneath. So I'm guessing we're building him in robot mode first, and then we'll rotate him down into a truck. And of course, this whole thing twists, right? So very cool. Cosmic Dancer with 1,000 bits. That is bag 2 done. Yeah. And I'm going to look at the size of bag 3. You can probably do bag 3. Oh yeah, it's just a little one. We can do that. We can do that. Not a big deal. Not that I want to turn everything into a business, but I wonder if Lego does any sort of affiliate link. I don't know. I don't think so. I've never had, or I've never seen, because I follow like Bricklink and a couple of other Lego Lego sites, like Lego YouTube channels, but they all seem to have their own way of monetizing. Lego doesn't seem to have any like affiliate link. I would say it's probably like, because Bricklink has their own thing. I see. Oh, Steven mentioned it in one of his streams. It's a site where you can get Lego pieces, and I feel like they might have promotions and stuff. But Lego is one of those things that it's more valuable after you buy it. So the aftermarket situation is so strong with Lego. Like, I got started by buying secondhand off of Kijiji. I lucked out and I found a toy collector, and his stuff was all in box. Like everything was sealed, so I never had to worry about pieces not being there. And he was just instructed by his partner to downsize. Like his hobby was taking over their house, and he preferred, as a toy collector, he preferred action figures. So he was focusing on action figures and getting rid of all of his Lego. And so I got them for very reasonable prices. They were not cheap, but they were not like, he wasn't gouging, because he really wanted to move everything. These are some brightly colored pieces. Two lonely red pieces. These are cool. I've never seen these pieces before. Those pieces. I've seen stuff like this before. That's something that I would think I would get a lot of fun out of, is building. I don't think there's any instructions from Lego, but have you ever seen like the GBMs, the great ball machines from Lego, the modular stuff? You'll see them at Lego conventions where people will build modules, and it's meant to take little plastic balls and just like send them all around in different ways. I like kinetic sculptures in that way, and so that would be a fun thing to find, like instructions online and then buy the pieces. I don't know how expensive that is to, like, because you can get instructions for people that have built like Star Wars ships, and you can download the instructions, and you either pay for the instructions or you pay for the instructions and the pieces. Nice when you sell something on like that, though, and it goes to someone who really enjoys it. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the one that I got from that guy, I think I bought two. The one that I remember is the shuttle Tidarium from Return of the Jedi. I didn't build that live on stream. That was before I was streaming, and I built it and I shared the images on Instagram. of the process, and that was cool. I don't remember how many pieces that has. 937. It's right above me on my shelf here. A lot of these little smooth gray wedge shaped pieces. I didn't sneak a peek ahead as what we're building. I just kind of started with the bag. It's kind of fun to do that, you know, like you're emptying out the bag, and as you're looking at everything, you're like, I don't know what these are going to be for. These are really unique pieces as well. I can't say that I've seen these before. Or at least not in great quantity. Never seen the little dome-like pieces either. Those are cool. I'd say those are probably custom for this particular set. I remember selling a whole bunch of Harley Quinn comics I collected over the years, and I sold them to someone on eBay that was local. They bought them to read and enjoy with their teenage daughter, and it was such a nice feeling. That's really cool. I have a bunch of comics that if I ever move, I guess I could sell them. Because I just old like Image comics like Cyberforce and Strike Force, and I don't think they're worth much. I think I have the Spawn Batman crossover, which I think is technically Spawn #1, but like, and they're in good condition. They're not like mint or anything like that, but they're certainly not, they're not crappy, you know. Man, it has gotten really dark here. It's probably going to rain. We're overdue. We definitely use some rain. Makes my weekend streaming a lot easier. I'm not staring at a beautiful sunny day. I mean, I like what I'm doing, don't get me wrong, but I just, the 80s kid in me, I can hear mom, go outside and play. Turn off the Nintendo. By the way, I think I mentioned this on Render Distance, but I don't think I've mentioned it to you folks. I have in my possession a Nintendo Entertainment System. It was my dad's partner's son's, and he no longer wants it. It was in Phyllis's garage or storage unit somewhere. Now I have it. I don't think I'm going to be powering it on to play with it, but I can certainly see it as a bit of room decor if should I ever decide to get a camera going. I think I just lost my shot. Hold on. Is that the battery? Battery on my phone died. So give me 1 second. I did okay last stream. It actually worked out okay, and the phone didn't die too quickly, but for whatever reason today, it decided to conk out. So I just need a second for it to get some more battery. I guess in the meantime, I could switch over to another scene. Sorry about that. I also realized that on this particular stream setup, my mic does not exist on the Be Right Back screen. So I was answering people in chat and then realized you can't hear me. So mental note, I guess, in the future to make sure the phone is plugged in. I'm using my iPad for chat, and the chat was plugged in. The iPad was plugged in, so I didn't have a free cord for the iPhone. and the shot is a little bit different, but that's the problem. I'm very much looking forward to solving my camera solution so I can have a camera that's permanently up there that I don't have to redo. Because of course, like when I'm done here, I have to take that away because it's my phone, and it of course means I had to reset up the shot. I even had to take that off the mount to just unlock the phone, right? Put in my password or do Face ID. Well, that's cool. What is that? I'm always curious when there's a lot of these, like a lot of a single type of piece. You never know what they're going to have you do with them. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It looks fine. Well, that's good. I mean, I've gotten pretty good at it. The Elgato arm that I'm using was I would say a little bit more expensive than I was hoping. The arm itself was good. The iPhone connector thing on the end was expensive, and it is very stiff. So it's very difficult to remove your phone and put it back without completely changing your shot. However, the arm itself is great. It's like a ball and socket thing, and they all tighten very well. And so I've been very happy with the arm. It's not meant to be adjustable on the fly. It's meant to be versatile in terms of like if you're setting up your studio for various different shots, maybe throughout the week. But for me, the cool thing about it is that I could easily use this arm for a webcam. I mean, I could also invest in another one, although they're not, like I said, there are other cheaper options out there, but I mean, so far I like it. Squeezing every last little bit in here. I'm really curious to see what this is going to be. I thought it would look good if I spaced it out, but it really doesn't. Surprising. Shape over color. Cool. So now I think because I finished out the knolling, we will take a short break and then we'll complete bag 3 for today. So I will be right back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I should have the transition sound muted. I hear it, so I know it works, but I believe that you folks cannot hear any sound with the video transition. Let me know if that's the case, if you wouldn't mind, because it's kind of choppy audio for me. So I'd rather you hear nothing than something that doesn't sound very good. Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you. All right, bag 3. If we can average 3 bags, then this will be 3 weeks to put together. The other bags are bigger though, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get through 3 bags in every situation. Oh, I need the tires. Are they? 2 tires. You can hear it and it's choppy? I thought I turned that off. This is the thing. There's not even anything going on the computer that should cause it to be choppy. That's annoying. I thought it wasn't there. Well, Streamlabs need to adjust their settings because when it says monitor only, mute output, and you can hear the output, that's incorrect. That's not what that setting should do. I have to say that it is really frustrating that I'm like 6 or 8 feet from my computer when I'm at the Lego table, so I really just can't hop onto the PC and change settings and stuff. It's a real stretch. I need 2 tires. These are sturdy feeling rubber tires. Wow. Much bigger than the tires in the toy, that's for sure. I have to put this over here, I think. So this is obviously a leg, would be my guess. That's where the tires usually go. 2 more of these. Six of these. I'm curious about that this bright blue piece. I don't know whether that's just for construction clarity or if it's something we're going to be able to see in the build. These LEGO streams are brand new and will be improved on time, don't forget. No, I know. The thing is, I tested it earlier. I was messing with it earlier and it was functioning as I thought it should, but I obviously changed something. I was messing around with a few things. It's probably human error, but still annoying nonetheless. Can you guys see the instructions okay, by the way? If that's important to you. One and one. One of those. One of these. My gosh, is that the width of his leg? That's going to be crazy cool. That 4 and 6. There's a little glare on them, but you can see them okay. I'm on not seeing them though. You're on not seeing. I'm okay not seeing them. I see. Yeah, the glare is going to be unfortunately just something I can't avoid. Oh wow, this is a robust. Wait a minute, these are these pieces. 6 of these. 2, 3. Whoops. I don't know how much Lego has changed over time, but I feel like the connections have become more and more satisfying to put together. And even if you can't see, because this is obviously some sort of like joint socket, right? But like, that's even a nice looking joint socket, you know? Like the designer, what was his name? Boyd? Floyd? Kide. Joseph Patrick Kide. Really high attention to detail in a great way. Then we need 2 of these, 2 of those. So we've got extra beef on the plates. And then they go along the sides, but down by 1. Oh, that's not the side. Six of these little angle pieces to go on the top. Does the clicking come through loud enough for folks that are into it? Clearly a Blue Jay is a fan of the Lego set. Well, if you can hear the Blue Jay, hopefully you can hear the clicking, because the Blue Jay was on the other side of the backyard. They're just so shrill, they get right through the filter on the microphone. So the short end of this goes in there. Maybe that's a knee joint. Maybe that's a knee joint. And then we have a plate. And I might even attempt to do the sticker live on stream. There are so few of them. Uh-oh. Where'd I put it? There we go. Number 3. Pro tip from my buddy Chad that does model making. He's like, get yourself a pair of tweezers. I need a better pair. These are ones that I had around. But you can get them that have like an angled edge to them. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. There's a certain amount of letting go that has to happen with these stickers because you're never going to get them exactly where they need to be. But I have to just kind of move on. No, there's only like 4 stickers. That's it. There's not that many. So that's why. If there was a lot of little ones, I probably wouldn't do it. But that's a large sticker. That's a couple inches long. All right, so done that part. Now we're needing one of these and one of those. Cosmic Dancer. Holy smokes, 4,000 bits. Stickers on stream bits. Thank you so much, Cosmic. Wow. 4,000 bits. Holy smokes. Yeah, 4 stickers is not bad, Dan. So now I need... This goes over here. I almost feel like these little yellow outlines on the instructions are cheating. Like, it makes it very easy. And I'm not complaining necessarily. I'm just not used to it. 3 of these. And one of these little dome pieces. This is kind of a cool setup. It kind of gives a mechanical look to the top of the leg. I'm assuming this is his thigh, if I was to guess. Plus, I don't know what that means. That's interesting. So we've got a tire, a hubcap, rim, so specifically this has a unique side to it, and I saw an interesting question one time on social media. Someone asked me, or asking people on the street, are there more tires or more cars in the world? And someone said tires because of how many Lego tires there are. But that was interesting. That goes in like that. Very cool looking. And then both of these are identical. Yep. This goes on here. There's an X. There's only one way to do it. And same thing with this. They put that on vertical. How far do they put that on? They don't say. I might try to push that out to this edge a little bit. More tires, every car has 5. Not every car has 5, Barlock. My dad's car does not have a spare. It has a patch kit. Depends on the size of the car. I imagine there's a lot of European cars that don't have spare tires either. This is a clicking piece, apparently. Giant yellow sign that says click. We got this one, and we got this one. That way, this way, and they go together. That. And I don't think they're meant to come apart. Then we have, these are very unique pieces. I'm sure they're probably commonplace in Technic builds, but like, I don't do much Technic builds because I don't find I like the way that they look in the end. And then 2 of these pieces. Oh wow, that's going to be a hefty joint. And we spin this around. And goes in there. Am I missing a piece? Shoot, I'm missing a piece. Oh, maybe I'm not. Thought I got everything. Really hard to tell. So there's a gap right there, and I'm just wondering if there's supposed to be a piece in there, but I can't see. No, there's not enough room. There's not enough room for the curve piece. Okay. I'll just trust the process. So these 2, I don't know, piston type pieces, they go down in here. Very stiff. Aha, so it was the thigh. And we have to make sure we're doing this right because one way is not the correct way to do it. So this is his right leg. And all 3 of those fit in there? Yep. So that means that we've got both side lateral movement, but then also front rotation. There's a satisfying click at the bottom there too. It doesn't go any farther. And then we start again. Do I need to keep reminding you to trust the process? No, it's very possible for me to miss a piece. I find streaming while doing Lego, there are opportunities for me to absolutely get distracted and miss a piece. The clicking comes through nice and loud. That's good. I'm glad. I confess I've not gone back and listened or watched my Lego streams. Every now and again I watch like a Satisfactory or a Minecraft stream just for quality assurance, but I just haven't had the chance for this particular series. Yeah, these brightly colored pieces appear to be just for looks, although you can still see them on the end. So there's a chance you might be able to see some of them once it's all together. The one thing I'm surprised by this build right now is this empty spot here. That's an odd choice. But that's at the current spot in construction. That may change. So this little spot right there is the place where I thought I was missing a piece, but you can't put a piece there, so I should be okay. And then I remember this one little bit here, but the instructions say that it goes here. I thought maybe I had put it in the wrong spot on the other leg. Plate. So there's the gap that I was talking about. Which is fine. You can't see it at all in the build. I just made me worried that I had missed something. I can't decide either this or one of the succulent sets. There's 2 succulent sets, Cosmic? I mean, I think the flowers are definitely the one that you would get the more enjoyment out of. I mean, don't tell me. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel, but if someone says Cosmic has bought herself a Lego set, my first question would be, was it one of the botanicals? Did I get ahead of myself? Nope. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, that's what I thought you said. You're trying to decide between Optimus Prime and the botanicals. I bought my mom the lily, no, the orchid for Mother's Day. She was cursing me a blue streak when she was making it, but she likes it now that it's together. She brags about it to all of her friends. Mostly because of how hard it was for her to put together. When she first told me about her struggle putting it together, I was like, maybe I shouldn't buy you any more Lego. Like, I was like, I don't know if she really enjoyed that. Okay. That part's done. So now we're on the plate in the axle. And the other stick. Whoops, crap. This is what I find very tricky about these. I mean, the good news is they're very sticky. The bad news is once they're on there, you're very unlikely to get them off. I think that one went better than the first one. Oh. Did I? This is for the wheel. I was thinking that this has to go in this way, but this is for the wheel. Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around. They've definitely got some arcs and things in the design that go the opposite way of what you think. Okay. Nope, this piece is next. So this little piece goes on here. Can people see clearly enough? Like, can you see all the little details and the height differences and stuff? Cosmic Dancer, holy smokes. Another 4,000 bits, more stickers on stream. Thank you so much, Cosmic. Holy smokes. I don't think there's a real front or back to these. They look pretty symmetrical to me. This has a front and a back though. I wonder what... Yeah, I don't know what this is for. I guess it's for the axle, maybe? But yeah, I don't understand what that symbol is supposed to mean. Alright, now we do the hip joint. And the socket piece. And then these two pieces. Yeah, these are very, very unique. Never seen them in anything else. Leg complete and attached. Sort of. Come on. Go. That concludes bag number 3. And I think that's probably a decent spot to wrap up. So we've got his torso and thighs put together, and hips, I guess. So we've got movable parts here. This is where The matrix of leadership will go. These close nice and tight, but they're at a nice angle, which is fun. We've got movable spots here for his shoulders and arms when they want to attach. We've got a rotating top part, which is where his head will likely attach and then be hidden away when he transforms. I'm guessing. We've got 360 degrees rotation at the thoracic spine, I guess. I'm not sure what you want to say. It's a little bit above the abdomen. And then we've got forward rotation on the thighs and as well as a sideways. He's not a gymnast, but that's pretty posable. Very cool. I am very excited about this build. Cosmic Dancer with another 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, Cosmic. Wow. Peg 3 hype. Peg 3 hype. So, folks, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. We will pass you on to somebody else streaming. There's very unlikely to be someone else streaming Lego. I don't see this often on Twitch. So we'll probably pass you on to somebody playing Minecraft because we've been rating Satisfactory folks the last couple days. So I think we will do that. Jenny Stormcloud, thanks for the hype. Really appreciate it. This is, again, Lego set number 10302, Optimus Prime from Transformers. Here is the box. That is the thing we are doing. This is one stream of more than likely 3 or 4. So it's going to take us into October, I think, because I say that and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do more than one Lego stream a week. I feel like Friday is for sure, but then there's a chance I might be able to add a bit more as time goes on. Cybe, 200 bits. Thank you ever so much. Really appreciate it. And yes, Cosmic, that is where I think we will head. I'm going to be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC -3 for Minecraft. We'll be back on the Citadel. I don't know if I'm going to work in West Hill. I think I am, but there's a chance I might want to switch gears and do something else. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated with my current build, so I might try to break out and find something else technical to do. Been very technically minded lately, so that's a thing that might happen. The other thing, of course, is we have new podcasts out. The Citadel Cafe episode 450 came out this week. You can listen to that at thecitadelcafe.com. You can listen to the Spawn Chunks at thespawnchunks.com, or both are available wherever you want to download your podcast from, including YouTube if that's where you like to listen to stuff. Spawn Chunks, Johnny and I talked about speculating on mob votes for Minecraft Live, which is coming up on October 15th. So if you want to hang out with Johnny and I on October 15th during Minecraft Live, you can do so at twitch.tv/pixelriffs. We'll have lots more information on that closer to the date, but it's about a month away, so it's going to be interesting. And thank you so much, Cosmic Dancer, for modding, for the wonderful support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that subbed today, resubbed. I noticed a lot of people coming back for their second and third month. So you're still new in my mind, so welcome. I'm glad that you're sticking around and enjoying the time here. And of course, if you want to, you can check out Patreon. Some people, Twitch isn't really their bag. If you want to try to support on Patreon, it's the most affordable. I know we are in a recession or a inflation around the world, so if it's something that you feel that you can do, I truly appreciate it, because it is because of you folks that I am able to do this every week now, this Lego stream every week. I'm thrilled with this whole premise, so thank you ever so much. And don't go anywhere, because we're going to pass you on to, it looks like, mini packs playing Minecraft. So if you've got me in your earbud, then I just spoiled the surprise. But no one spoiled the surprise beyond me. And we'll go and raid mini packs. So be kind and enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. I will catch you later.